Hello, whoever you are, wherever you are. Welcome back to Nova Body. Today we're going to focus on the inner thigh, doing a release using the tune-up ball and a block. You can also stack some books to do this. And yes, you can work with a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. The textures do make a difference, but the idea is to work with what you have and where you are. So accessibility is key. Before we get into this, I want to frame this movement session through the lens of the lymphatic system. It's your drainage system, detoxification, and it relies on external stimulus and movement to function. So it's even good nutrients, even if you eat really well. Let's say old stagnant information, nutrients intake can become toxic to the body if it can't get out. So to kind of simply frame this, everything, all of your lymph drains to the heart, and then the heart pumps it back out, you sweat it out, you let it go from your body, some form or fashion. But the feet drain in the direction of the heart, the brain drains in the direction of the heart, and the lymph is all over your body. So to kind of bring that full circle, when we work on the inner thigh, we're not just working on the muscle there, we're working with the lymphatic system. Not that you can really ever fully separate systems of the body. You are one unit and you're one system, but for understanding in this moment, there is the lymph of the inner thigh, it drains through your groin and it goes up the abdomen to the heart. So we're gonna release the thighs, but before we do that, we're gonna do what's called the big six. If you know of Dr. Perry, Stop Chasing Pain online, or you've studied under him in any form or fashion or worked with him, he coined the idea of the big six. I don't really know the lineages of knowledge previous to that, but I do know that he's studied in a few different places. That being said, the big six are what he considers to be the areas where lymph stagnates, and he calls them choke points. So what we'll do, and the idea is this, imagine a hose, imagine there's a hose, and you want to get the water out of the end of the hose, but you have choke points. The hose is choking up top. You wouldn't be able to get the water from up here down to here just by, like, let's say you have the end of the hose is like this, and this might be free, but there's choke points up here, then the water isn't flowing freely through the hose. The idea being that the inner thigh is kind of like, if we were to start with the inner thigh in releasing, that would be sort of like trying to drain this part of the hose without addressing up top. So whatever you got from that, beautiful. A little bit of information to make sense of why I'm gonna actually have you start standing, and then you'll have this nearby and we'll move straight into it. So go ahead and find yourself standing. I'm not even gonna edit this out because this is where we're at. Okay, so everything drains towards the heart. So the collarbone, underneath the collarbone is your first of the big six. You're gonna touch and gently, lightly glide. I'm gonna be here, you can be standing. You're gliding the skin, and then you're gonna lightly hook your fingertips and circle around. And as you're doing this, you can think of directing the energy towards the center, so it's not going away from you. And then if you find parts of your body that, there's a long version of this and then there's a quick version of this, but if you do find an area that's tender to touch, pause there, press deeper into it, breathe into it, like really feel that it's expanding into the hand. Creating that compression aspect for it to then release open. Good, and just tap. Go ahead and take your palms to the other side. The skin only at first. And as you're doing this, you're really gently breathing. Diaphragm breathing is another thing that moves lymph. We can get into that another time. Just trust the moment. All right, good. Circle the skin. And anywhere that needs extra pressure, breathe into it. And tap. And just a little tapping, bringing vibration and breath. Good. Good. Take your fingers to right underneath the ear. Behind the jaw, there's like a little, like almost like a knob, we'll say. You'll feel right at the base of the side of the skull right there. Feel a little ball. Don't force. The body is very smart, and when you address it with force, sometimes it can temporarily seem like you're making a difference, but all you really have to do is just give it permission to get certain things out of the way. So, okay. So you're touching that spot and you're circling and you're gliding down the neck. And I like to use the side of my hand to kind of like hook, rock, hook, rock. Breathing in, breathing out. And just take a second to kind of like integrate that. The movement is going down to the heart. I kind of like add in a little squeeze around the pec to integrate the flow between the two. Okay, take a breather. Notice what you noticed. See if you notice any differences on the two sides. It is okay if you don't, but the more you do it, you'll notice, you'll become more aware and be able to pick up on more cues. Go ahead and touch underneath the left ear, behind the jaw. Finding that little knob. I like to think about the tips of the fingers almost like Spider-Man's web. Just kind of like the skin opening up and kind of finding the hook into the skin of the neck. So that you really feel that you really feel the relationship and the active connection. Sliding down, circling. Brushing and integrating into the pec. Okay. Take any final moments of tapping. Breathe in. Breathe out, and then we'll go to the armpit. You're gonna go onto, I just like to kind of hook the hand, hook your fingers slightly into the skin there, and just work with the top layers. There's a lot of value to, I'm sharing this, but really you feeling your own hand, breathing, letting your armpit relax, and feeling the ability to actually sense textures of touch, sense the ability to create the movement. That is gonna be the lifelong relationship that you develop. So that you're not in your head thinking, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? You have the template, and now it's just, well, what is your body saying to you? Is it responding? Listening to your body. Like literally, I don't just mean that as like a cute phrase. I mean, if it's not responding to you, then pause, breathe. Go slower, go deeper. Hook down towards the end of the scapula. Just a little extra credit, go to the edge there. Circle, press, tap. Beautiful. Breathe into your two sides. Notice what you notice. And anywhere that you're picking up on, it's almost like tension, or you can start on the other side while I say this. Anywhere you're picking up on toxicity, like it's sore to the touch, it's very responsive to you. Anywhere that you're experiencing that is an area for you to focus on, but make sure to go in the order. Make sure to start here, go here, then go here, even if you were gonna spend more time on the armpit. There's the other one. Hi, baby. You're making me a real YouTube body person now by being here. Little, you know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? The YouTube people with animals and babies. Next, I just need a baby. So you're hooking, you're dragging, you're going back and forth. You can use different fingers and feel into what those do for you. It's not the same as a massage. Like, you're not like, oh, let me get in there. You're going light because you want to get within the skin, the top layers of the skin. And you're creating a press for the body to release. You're creating like a compress, let go. You see how that's a different thing than like pushing into muscle or getting some of those deeper receptors. Grabbing hold of the back of the scapula, the bottom. Down to the armpit, or sorry, side of the rib cage. Out of it. And just take a little second here to soft hands, because the idea is not to reach up. Just relax the palms and let the energy come more from the rib cage, the sternum, the collarbone. Moving in between each rib. Just finding this, as you find this rotation, you'll be moving at the diaphragm naturally, especially as you ease up through the rib cage. I like to bring the elbows by the sides so that you really get that movement of the scapula, which will move against the rib cage, which will move against the other ribs, the lungs. Good. Okay, take a pause. Very gently, we'll go through the abdomen. Find sort of the solar plexus area. A gentle press, release, press, release. Knead the dough. Glide. Tap. Notice if anywhere is very responsive to you. And hook into the solar plexus. Drag up, breathe. Hook, drag up, breathe. Hook, drag up, breathe. And going down around the belly button. possibly like going into the body a lot is not it for you, you can also hold the hand and just let the sort of the heat of the palm, as you breathe into it, it will still stimulate. You'll be surprised at how much movement you can create. Or you can just circle the skin, but really do feel like in some form or fashion, you're getting the skin of the abdomen to really meet the palm. Tap. Okay. Gently, really quick down the inner thigh. We're gonna do this with the tune-up ball, but you're just gonna gently glide. If you're standing, hook the foot onto the chair, literally however you wanna get into this, from the inner knee to the groin. Any body part. Not a massage, a stimulation. Hi. Glide. Tap. Switch. So as we're doing this, the big six: collarbone, nape of, or neck, top of the neck, armpit, abdomen, inner thigh, and next we'll do the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Glide, stimulate, shear, like go like back and forth. Press, release, circumduct, lymph flow, blood flow. Cool. Tap. Grab the back of the knee underneath your kneecap, in that sort of like that area of the top of the calf that can get tight or sore. Hold your thumb or something into that spot, press into it, hold, and then circle. Oh, hello. There's both of you. So, hi babies. You wanna let them see? So you're drawing little circles behind your knee. And then just kind of squeeze the calf for extra credit. Slap the whole leg. Brush towards the heart, up to the heart, other knee. Hello. Circle, press, hold, release, press, release. If you've never done this before, or if you, if you've never done this before, or for whatever reason, if you get dizzy or you get tired after this, drink a lot of water. Sometimes it's one of those classic things that sometimes you get worse before you get better. Of course, take care of yourself if anything is like really alarming. Go ahead and brush the whole leg. but don't be alarmed or don't be too alarmed. It can just bring stuff up and then pass. Okay, now go ahead and grab your block and your ball or your books, whatever your setup is. You'll take your ball to the top of the block. You'll lay on your side. I'm on my right side first. You'll take the ball to the inner knee. I'm gonna prop up my head under like this, because this is, for me, this is okay. If you want to be here, or if you want a pillow under your head, please do what is, one, comfortable, like it doesn't create any pain for you. And then, of course, we want to be more and more mindful the more we do these kinds of things as the body heals and such. Your tune-up ball is under your inner thigh. The top of the, it's not on top of the quad, and it's not way back under. It's really where you'll feel that it's pretty potent right underneath the skin there. You're just gonna gently, slightly glide 1 centimeter forward and 1 centimeter back. Can you think about allowing? Like if it's very tense for you, or it's very toxic, hold and allow the ball to go deeper. Now gently lift the foot up, gently let it go down. Gently lift the foot. Gently place it down. Gently lift the foot. And gently create a little circle. I think of the circle as being driven from the hip so that the leg is completely passive. Pause and gently allow the foot to slide a little bit forward, only as far as you can keep the quad relaxed, and gently slide it back. Slide it forward, slide it back. Glide a little bit higher on the thigh now, and stay there. Bend and go. Lift the foot and lower the foot. Glide, teeny tiny. And then extend and bend the knee. And then glide another inch up the thigh. Hold. Breathe. Lift lower, straighten, bend, circle. And keep going up the inner thigh, lifting, lowering, gliding, shearing, extending, bending. This work is no rush and no force. For the highest gain, you have to completely accept the moment, completely accept what you feel. Breathe. You're combining action, intention, and surrender all at once. Bring that ball all the way to that inner groin, like the very top edge, and you're just going to relax and breathe into it. Lift the foot, lower the foot. Extend, bend. If there's a position where you feel the most going on,